I'm speaking into a microphone at graduation. No matter how many details I give, I will never be able to express the full truth about today, about this experience, about high school. Nevertheless, I would like to describe to you as honestly as I can how it is I came to represent our graduating class on this occasion as its valedictorian. As much as I would like to say that I was chosen because of my hard work, dedication, and intellect, I would be far from truthful in doing so, as I have met and studied alongside individuals more diligent and talented than myself in the past 4 years. 4.63. This 3-digit number is the reason I stand before you today. But what does it really mean? My GPA is just an artificial number meant to measure my academic prowess, as determined by what grades I earned and what classes I took. However, GPA among students equally able to earn A grades in all of their courses is dependent solely upon the number of weighted courses versus the number of unweighted courses the student took, not accounting for extracurricular involvement, social awareness, or even how much was learned. The system, imposed upon us by tradition, has separated true education from academic achievement, where one can now be accomplished without the other. High school academics are a game that the players must learn to beat in order to climb the leaderboards of class rank. The most successful players, as dictated by our ranks, learn the ways in and around the system and choose their courses accordingly. GPA has become like currency in a game of Monopoly, in which the players who chance upon the right tiles or construct the right schedules earn more, while others inevitably end up with less. No matter what, someone wins the game while the rest stand defeated. School has instilled the same spirit of competition within its participants, diminishing its original purpose, to educate citizens for the future. While competitive top-tier students glance at their transcript and wish for a higher GPA, a better class rank, those students ranked at the bottom are left with little to no motivation to succeed academically and with a sense of defeat. These points bring me back to my original question of why it is I who was chosen to represent you on this occasion. I climbed the ladder of class rank to the top because I failed to participate in activities such as athletics, band, speech and debate, and journalism that ironically would have decreased my GPA, while I watched my peers become involved and accomplished and improve as human beings. It is for this reason I confess that I don't believe I am qualified to represent my graduating class. I have not had the opportunity to talk to or even meet a majority of the graduates here today. The student who ends up with the highest GPA is the one glorified under the name valedictorian and chosen to represent the class, when in reality, grades have little to do with one's knowledge of his or her classmates. In attaining a high GPA, I tended towards social isolation. The sole responsibility of the valedictorian and the salutatorian is to deliver a speech representative of the graduating class, a task that hardly coincides with the selection criterion of GPA. Students in other prestigious positions, such as editors of the Gazette, officers in band, and captains in speech and debate and athletics, hold far more demanding responsibilities that require them to not only work with their peers, but to guide them towards greater goals and achievements, a task that more closely necessitates knowing one's peers. In fact, I know that my efforts and progress in Key Club and in piano will be the experiences I remember in years to come, rather than the struggle for a 90% in every meticulously selected weighted course. I'm confident that our class will move forward to tremendous successes in the future, not as a result of our experience striving for straight A's, but because of the lessons learned and memories made working with fellow students and staff, not to mention our upper and middle class background in a society with limited economic mobility. Nevertheless, graduates of Granite Bay High School have exceptionally bright futures ahead, which will shine in a predominantly dark and cruel world. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. Malcolm X. So graduates, let us be thankful for the extraordinary educational opportunities we've had these past 4 years, and let us continue to work to prepare for an even brighter tomorrow. Thank you all for your time and attention, and congratulations again to all graduates of the class of 2016.
So, my name is Donovan Livingston, and I came to address you in the best way I know how, but you have to forgive me. I have to take this moment in for a little while. When I spoke at my high school graduation several years ago, my high school English teacher threatened to replace me on the program or cut my microphone when she found out that I was interested in doing a poem as a part of my remarks. So I am eternally grateful for being able to share this piece of myself in my most authentic voice with you this afternoon. So, spoken word poetry, it insists on participation. So if you feel so compelled, snap, clap, throw up your hands, rejoice, celebrate. Class of 2016, this is your address, and this is your day. Education, then, beyond all other devices of human origin, is a great equalizer of the conditions of men. Horace Mann, 1848. At the time of his remarks, I couldn't read, I couldn't write. Any attempt to do so, punishable by death. For generations, we have known of knowledge's infinite power, yet somehow we have never questioned the keeper of the keys, the guardians of information. Unfortunately, I've seen more dividing and conquering in this order of operations, a heinous miscalculation of reality. For some, the only difference between a classroom and a plantation is time. How many times must we be made to feel like quotas, like tokens and coined phrases, diversity, inclusion? There are days I feel like one, like only, a lonely blossom in a briar patch of broken promises, but hey, I've always been a thorn in the side of injustice, disruptive, talkative, a distraction, with a passion that transcends the confines of my own consciousness, beyond your curriculum, beyond your standards. I stand here, a manifestation of love and pain, with veins pumping revolution. I am the strange fruit that grew too ripe for the poplar tree. I am a dream act, dream deferred, incarnate, and a movement, an amalgam of memories America would care to forget. My past alone won't allow me to sit still, so my body, like my mind, cannot be contained. As educators, rather than raising your voices over the rustling of our chains, take them off, uncuff us, unencumbered by the lumbering weight of poverty and privilege, policy, and ignorance. I was in the 7th grade when Ms. Parker told me, Donovan, we could put all of your excess energy to good use. And she introduced me to the sound of my own voice. She gave me a stage, a platform. She told me that our stories are the ladders that make it easier for us to touch the stars. So climb and grab them. Keep climbing, grab them. Spill your emotions in the Big Dipper and pour out your soul. Light up the world with your luminous allure. To educate requires Galileo-like patience. Today, when I look my students in the eyes, all I see are constellations. If you take the time to connect the dots, you can plot the true shape of their genius shining in their darkest hour. I look each of my students in the eyes and see the same light that aligned Orion's belt in the pyramids of Giza. I see the same twinkle that guided Harriet to freedom. I see them. Beneath their mask and their mischief exists an authentic frustration and enslavement to your standardized assessments. At the core, none of us were meant to be common. We were born to be comets, darting across space and time, leaving our mark as we crash into everything. A crater is a reminder that something amazing happened right here, an indelible impact that shook up the world. Are we not astronomers searching for the next shooting star? I teach in hopes of turning content into rocket ships, tribulations into telescopes, so a child can see their true potential from right where they stand. And injustice is telling them they are stars without acknowledging the night that surrounds them. Injustice is telling them education is the key, while you continue to change the locks. Education is no equalizer. Rather, it is the sleep that precedes the American dream. So wake up, lift your voices until you patch every hole in a child's broken sky. Wake up, every child, so they know of their celestial potential. I've been the black hole in a classroom for far too long, absorbing everything without allowing my light to escape. But those days are done. I belong among the stars, and so do you. And so do they. Together, we can inspire galaxies of greatness for generations to come. So no, sky is not the limit. It is only the beginning. Lift off.